Hi guys, Brad Johnson, Paintball Ruined My Life. It's Monday, and Paintball Ruined My Week. This week, we have a new JT ProFlex CS1 grips, Aftershock Roster changes, NXL Atlantic City layout, and NXL Europe Basildon layout. A few weeks ago, maybe about 2 months ago now, I talked about a new JT ProFlex that was coming out, and it is finally starting to ship. So in 2017, I'm pretty sure it was 2017, a new version of the JT ProFlex came out. It really looked very similar to the original ProFlex, had the E-Flex bottom on it, but was a much firmer bottom than we'd seen on ProFlexes in the past. People complained a bunch, mainly because they really liked that really flexible bottom that the ProFlex has been known for, and then going to that harder bottom just kind of upset people. Now with the new, we're gonna call 2018 version of the ProFlex, it is much softer. So if you're familiar with like the 20-ish 12 JT ProFlexes, the bottom's gonna be very similar to those. It's still gonna have that E-Flex, like more pointy, more narrow shape, but have the like firmness of that 2012 JT ProFlex. They're still $79.95 and shipping from GI Sports or JT right now. So if you're looking to buy one of these newer, softer versions of the JT ProFlex, make sure you actually get to hold the mask you're gonna buy, or like ask if it's the newer, softer version first, because there really isn't any external way to know if it's that newer, softer one. You just gotta hold it and give it a good squeeze. You can now get CS2 grips for your CS1. So when the CS1 came out, a lot of people complained about how like big and chunky and like fat and bulbous the trigger frame was, but it wasn't really necessarily the trigger frame, like the aluminum underlying part of the actual trigger frame that was making the grip big. It was really just the rubber grips. So with the CS2, they kept the underlying parts of the trigger frame the same. So like the aluminum parts, they just made those rubber grips considerably thinner and smaller to give the trigger frame like a smaller, more felt-like feel. And since the underlying parts are relatively the same, the CS2 grips will fit the CS1. So you can get those CS2 grips for your CS1 to give it a much more, streamlined, smaller feel. The grips are gonna sell for $29.95 and should be hitting paintball stores all over the place really soon. Get yourself some CS2 grips or your CS1. Chicago Aftershock have seen another roster shakeup. This time, they've added 5 new players. 5. Without question, Chicago Aftershock has had the most rocky roster. Like, they keep seeing players come in and out and in and out. I'm gonna put some links right up there and in the description to other roster moves they've made and that we've covered in Paintball Ruined My Week. They've had former star players like Ronnie Dizon and Drew Templeton come back for 1 year only to leave after a quick year. In 2017, they completely rebuilt their roster, bringing up 5 really good semi-pro players. They've all left now, and the only one left is Mike Kerr. And then this year they brought in Mike Paxson and Meter Ninos, 2 veteran players that are both really good. They were supposed to just make Aftershock better. And then after only 2 events, Meter is gone. So the 5 new Aftershock roster additions that you will be seeing in Atlantic City are gonna be Bryan McKenna, Iannucci, Johnny Iannucci, David Simmons, and CJ Canter. So if the last names McKenna and Simmons sound a little bit familiar, it's because both of them have played with Chicago Aftershock before. McKenna played from 2012 to 2015 with Shock, and then again in 2017. Davey Simmons also joined the team in 2012, where he was there until 2016, but the last few years of that run, he only played like a handful of events. So really with adding these new players, or like we'll say re-adding Davey Simmons and Bryan McKenna, they might have got better. I mean, with McKenna, Simmons, Paxson, Markowski, and Velez, that's actually not a bad starting 5 lineup. They're in 19th place right now overall. So it's like, man, anything you do is gonna be better. So hopefully we see a better showing from Aftershock soon. The NXL Atlantic City layout has been released. So overall, I like the layout. I really like how they put that big brick in back center. I find that really interesting. I think the Dorito side of the field, so the left side of the field in this picture, is gonna be the stronger side. Having all those big stand-up bunkers, I think it's gonna make it a little bit easier to make it out to the Dorito side or make it far on the Dorito side off the break. The biggest thing that stands out though, for sure, are all those Doritos in the snake. It is a little bit confusing already though. See, as I've said, the Dorito side, like what do I mean by the actual Dorito side? The side of the field with the Doritos on it, or historically, the opposite side of the field from the snake? Like when I say Dorito side, I'm still saying the opposite side of the field from the snake. But it can get a bit confusing, right? Like say you're in a bunker and you're like, shoot the Doritos. And the guy's like, wait, the actual Doritos or like the Dorito side of the field? So it's a bit confusing. Overall layout, I like it. I think it's good. I like how they put those Doritos in the snake. It makes it a little bit more interesting and mixes it up. NXL Atlantic City is happening June 21st to 24th. Make sure to sign up at GoSports.com. Support this whole paintball thing. GoSports.com, sign up, give them your money, and watch the webcast. And then after Atlantic City, the next big international paintball tournament is going to be NXL Europe, held in Basildon, just outside of London, and they released their layout too. The Basildon layout is a little less exciting, I think. It's a little bit more traditional. We do have that back center bunker. The Doritos are on the right side of the field. Snake looks kind of typical. The center's a little bit boring. We don't see a big, huge center cluster of those new big bunkers. Just that tower being all lonely there in the center. The wings out on the Snake side, and then the big bricks on the Dorito side. So I think this feels gonna play a little bit more traditional and a little bit more, I don't know, I'm gonna say it, a little bit more boring than the NXL Atlantic City layout. NXL Basildon is taking place the day after 4th of July, July 5th through the 8th. Not that they care, they don't really celebrate the 4th of July in England. That's weird though, they should. So same deal, go to Go Sports, give them your money, watch the webcast. Now cool paintball on the internet. Australia's SUPER7 tournament series has wrapped up and they have all the webcast on the internet.
Shooting a...
Okay. Aiden Donnelly again, making his way up to the wall.
Yeah, last point he spent a lot of the time watching the Snake. This time he switched back over to the Dorito side, which I think against SWAT.
And Ivan Christensen getting taken out.
Griff into the Snake for SWAT.
It's good. They really do a great job at the webcast. Like they got the drone and like mobile cameras and stuff. It's really good. You can watch it in two places, YouTube or Facebook, links in the description. Go Sports have released a match from the NXL Europe Chartres Open.
All right, we're back into this match here in overtime. It's 5-on-5 in this completely chaotic point. And on the Breakout, trying to get to the 50 to counter that move from Breakout Spa is the Clone Hurricanes, and they both make it into that center 50.
So it's a pretty good matchup. We have Breakout Spa playing the Cologne Hurricanes, and then the ML Kings playing the Expendables. The thing that I liked the most on the internet this week was when Kevin Cali Rudolph sat down with coach Travis Lemansky of Los Angeles Infamous, and they like covered the Atlantic City layout. Like they planned breakouts and like talked about what bunkers could shoot what. It's actually quite insightful. Here's a clip.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that thing is going to be hot the entire match. It's just a matter of like how many dudes are in this bunker on the break.
Right.
Is it going to be like 4 or what?
So that's that. That was Travis and Callie talking about, bunkers and paintball stuff. There's links in the description to all the things we talked about here today. Paintball ruined my week. Yep.